Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to another Company of Heroes video. Yay! So anyways, this is on the map Bow Lowlands, not Bukes Lowlands. I've never actually called it Bukes or anything like that. It's probably the only map I pronounced correctly that has a weird name in this game. Anyways, that's the map. I am playing as Panzer Elite. My opponent is Americans. And in this game, I want to showcase choke points because I abuse them to a kind of ridiculous extent in this game. Although not quite as ridiculous as you can on Simois, or Simois as it's supposed to be pronounced. So anyways, I don't really know what to say now. How about we say I'm going for the right side of the map because I want to catch my opponent there because I expect him to be there, and it's also easier for me to get fuel on the right side of the map if I'm at the north base, because the fuel point at the top of the map, like the very top where my kitten crowd is, if you look at the minimap, that fuel point is easy access, and then the right side of the map next to the victory point at the far right, that fuel point is somewhat easy access. While on the leftmost fuel point is easy access, but the bottom fuel point is not so easy access because my opponent is right there. His base is right there, so I can't really easily access that fuel. So I decided to go for the right side. You will notice that I'm not capturing fuel right now, I'm capturing munitions only, and that's because I want lots of munitions for the strategy I'm trying to do in this game. Which is basically spam G43s and then make my infantry so drained in manpower that he can't do anything but try to reinforce his squads all the time. That's my goal in this particular match, and we'll get to see how it turns out. So anyways, I saw engineers. I am currently shooting at the engineers still with two Panzer Grenadier squads. I don't want to go too close to his base, but I do want to kind of chase him still. I managed to kill one guy. I'm just like, that's good enough. Let's kind of back up and protect this side so that my opponent can't come and attack me on this side again. And in the meantime, my kitten crowd shall capture more munitions on the right side of the map, right here. And in the middle, one of my three Panzer Grenadier squads now will be capturing a point. And I now have a fourth Panzer Grenadier squad. What do I decide to do with them? I decide to have them go there so they can build a building later, and that building will be tier 2. And I send more reinforcements to the middle because one Panzer Grenadier squad cannot stand up to one Rifleman squad most of the time. Or at least, yeah, most of the time, so like 51% is still most. And then, oh, there's two rifle squads. Okay, you're on that side of the fence, so I'm just going to back up to this green cover here, and I'm going to also send in my third Panzer Grenadier squad to help. So I have three Panzer Grenadier squads, one of which is in green cover. You have two rifle squads in yellow cover. I think I'm going to win this, especially if I focus fire, which I'm not doing yet. Why am I not focus firing? Actually, yes, I was focus firing. I just missed my click. I was focus firing. Okay, so yeah. That squad almost dies. That would have been so awesome if it died, but then he sends more reinforcements, so it's just like, okay. I'm gonna need more infantry than this. Oh, look up there at the top of my screen, I have a squad just sitting there. It's like, perfect, I needed them. Perfect timing that I happened to notice them at the top of my screen. Amazingly, that squad in green cover survived a really long time. I did not expect them to survive that long with two rifle squads firing at them, but I guess rifle squads at long range really don't do much damage, which is why with riflemen, USA riflemen, you should always try to get up as close as you can to your opponent's infantry because rifles do a whole lot better at close range than any other unit, or rifle unit anyway, in this game. That's just how the Americans are. Like Wehrmacht, you want to be at long range versus riflemen with your Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers. And there's another rifle squad. So I decided to go into the green cover and hopefully win. But anyways, like I was saying, with Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers, you want to be at long range because they don't lose as much accuracy in fire rate as they get further away from the opposing squad. So yeah, that's pretty much all I was trying to say. let's focus on this battle now. I am focus firing on the rifle squad at the south of the screen. Oh man, he managed to kill one of my squad. That's not good. I didn't manage to kill his squad, but I have reinforcements coming. Maybe I can severely damage this squad. And there's flamer engineers, which are actually very deadly for an infantry half-track. As you'll be able to see it here. It's dying very, very quickly to flames. Something that's also worth noting is that if you have men inside of the infantry half-track, I believe that those men can get roasted by flamer engineers. I believe I have seen that. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe I have seen that. Man, he did a lot of damage to my half-track. Told both squads to repair it. In case you missed it in that firefight, I did manage to kill his engineers, and then he said, "What the fuck's up with these shitty retreats?" And yeah, it was a bad retreat, but that was his own doing. That was literally the shortest path to his base, so he should have found a better spot to retreat. He should have moved them somewhere else and then hit the T key. In case you don't know, T is the key for retreating, and I always use that and never click the retreat button unless I'm shift queuing a retreat, because if you shift queue a retreat, the T key does not work for that. And this was a poorly planned flank by my opponent. His 3 rifle squads did not show up at the same time, so I just owned the 2 that showed up first, and then the last one showed up and I just owned that. Part of the reason was that I was in green cover. The other part was because, well, they didn't show up at the same time. Oh look, it's a new in-ground half-track. I didn't even notice that while I was playing. If you missed that, go back and watch it. The half-track drove into the ground when it came out of the building. I remember when they added the animation for units coming out of the buildings. It's so stupid. It's still stupid. I mean, it only delays you getting your unit slightly more, and it's not animated correctly. I mean, if you need proof, just go back and look at that infantry half-track coming out of the building. It's not animated correctly at all, and sometimes it doesn't even show up. You can select it, but it's not there. You can't see it until the unit actually spawns from the building, and it only spawns after it does the animation. Went on a little bit of a tangent there. So as you can see, I'm losing this squad. They need to retreat, but I am fighting flamer engineers and riflemen, and I'm actually killing his riflemen. Look at that! Oh, but he's killing my squad even more. Okay, yeah, that's what I was expecting, because they're fighting at close range. They're going to do better than I'm going to do, and so yeah, I expected him to win because he also. Riflemen are stronger than Panzer Grenadiers. So back at the base, I managed to have just a couple squads sitting there doing nothing. My second infantry half-track was placed at the right side of the map, so my opponent can't come and take it. And is he going to retreat this flamer engineer squad? Most likely he will. I decided to build tier 4 because my opponent has had the left side of the map this whole time. So I fear an M8 in my future. There's also the fact that my opponent doesn't have BARs yet, so he's probably going M8 first. So I decided to build tier 4 so I can quickly get the AT half-track, the anti-tank half-track, because I don't have enough fuel and manpower to spend on a martyr, and then the martyr may not actually do much for me, because the M8 can just circle strafe it and that's it. That's martyr dead. So I decided to go tier 4 for the anti-tank half-track so I can get a cheap anti-tank unit just in case my opponent doesn't decide to go M8 first. I'm almost positive he's not going to go tank depot first just because I'm just annihilating his riflemen, so he doesn't have the manpower to spend to go tank depot. So I'm fearing an M8, not a tank depot, and the AT half-track can easily take care of an M8. I mean, it'll lose head-on. But if you disable it and then you back away to where the half-track can shoot the M8, but the M8 can't shoot the half-track, then the half-track will win the battle because the M8 can't shoot at it. Yes, the AT half-track does have like a 1 foot longer range that it can shoot at the M8 with. Its range is 1 foot longer than the M8's range, is what I'm trying to say. And my opponent decided to do a nice onslaught right here. This is what I'm talking about with choke points. As you can see, my opponent is just choked into 1 point right here to attack me. So we decided, well, he has multiple points he can attack me at, but they're all choke points on this map. And he decided to attack me at that point. Although he really shouldn't have blobbed, he should have tried flanking. In my opinion, that's what he should have done anyways.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
However, his attack was successful despite the fact that he didn't do any flanking. And there's the AT half-track, but despite the fact that he didn't do any flanking, the attack was successful, which sucks for me. But at the same time, I have an infantry half-track and 2 Panzer Grenadier squads who are about to come and just destroy him over there. So, woohoo for that. And I tell one of them to get out because, in case you don't know, if you have 2 squads in an infantry half-track, they can't both fire. Only 1 squad can fire at a time. So I tell one squad to get out, the other one can stay in and get the protection of the half-track. I told my AT half-track to focus fire, so it'll act as a sniper each time it shoots, and it'll be almost guaranteed. It's like 95%, I think. Just like a sniper's 95% accuracy. It'll almost always hit an enemy infantry unit. So, yeah, I decided to do that because I knew I needed reinforcements against that engineer squad, the Flamer engineer squad that showed up, then proceeded to retreat along with the rest of my opponent's army from the middle. And so now that he's retreated from the middle, I'm taking the middle. While on the left side, my Kettenkrad is dying. As we will see, he has a damaged engine, so he now moves at the exact same speed as riflemen. And that means you can't get away from them because you are slower. Especially in water. In water, you are slower. I'm not sure I said that right. You can't get away from riflemen if your Kettenkrad has a damaged engine because your Kettenkrad moves the same speed as riflemen. So your Kettenkrad will never be out of the line of sight of your opponent's riflemen as long as your opponent's riflemen are charging your Kettenkrad or chasing your Kettenkrad. That might have made more sense, but you might need to go back and replay that for it to really make sense, because that was a lot of words I said. Oh yeah, support command upgrade, that's what I decided to do. I didn't see an M8 yet, so I was just like, okay, maybe there's gonna be some infantry. If there's a oh geez, why on earth is I infantry half-track here? That's exactly what I thought in the game. It's like, what are you doing here? When did I ever tell you to go over here? Get out of there. Yay, it's saved. So it's like, when on earth did I ever tell you to go there? I don't remember telling you to go there at all. Luckily I did get it out. But anyways, like I was saying before, infantry support tank, I decided to go for the Panzer IV IST because I don't see an M8. I know he's not going tank depot. He'd be stupid to go tank depot because he doesn't have the manpower to do it. So, might as well go ahead and start getting something that's even better against infantry, but oh, there's the M8. So I select my AT half-track and tell it to just go attack the M8. And there's my Panzer IV, give it the side skirt upgrade and then the MG upgrade. That's always the best way to go because side skirts will greatly increase the survivability of the Panzer IV infantry support tank. New Kettenkrad because my old one died, and I quickly realized I didn't need a Kettenkrad, I just built it because the other one died. I have nowhere to send you, so just go over here in my territory somewhere safe. That was a waste of 165 manpower. I didn't really need it yet, I needed it later. But anyways, let's go focus on the infantry half-track and the M8. I do a tread breaker first. I'm just thinking, oh gosh, don't circle strafe me, but yes, you failed at circle strafing. Oh gosh, now he's attacking here. Attack the that flamer squad, and then yeah, just retreat them, and half-track, you need to back up. Like, really, you need to back up. And there goes my infantry half-track, but I'm okay with it because I know my opponent isn't really gonna spend the time to go repair it. He has flamer engineers who are attacking me, and he doesn't have any other engineers, so I know that...
Reinforcements are mustering.
my screen is black. Okay, there we go. I know that he doesn't have enough engineers to send to go repair the M8, so despite the fact that I lost my infantry half-track to that M8, that M8 is relatively useless for my opponent now because they can't move. I destroyed the engine, that was the very first thing I did. And then I
Butterfly bombs on their
got
way.
it down to one hit away from death. And here I just went not Wehrmacht. What? Wehrmacht. Yeah, I'm playing as Panzer Leap. I went the Wehrmacht doctrine. I went the Luftwaffe doctrine and got the butterfly bombs, and I decided to place them in my opponent's base so that whenever he retreats, he has a high risk of running over a mine while he's in his base. And I also locked down my Panzer IV in his base, so he can't really do anything. He can't reinforce squads, they're just gonna die. Sure, you can sticky me, I have side skirts, it's not gonna do that much. Damaged engine, that's not bad, I don't need to move my thing anyway. I wanted to sit here and just kill everything, and he just lost a Vet 2 squad, and I just got Veteran CEO. Which one do I pick? I don't even remember. What do I pick? Defensive, okay. Yeah, I couldn't decide. It was like, I don't really know which one I want here. Let's go with defensive, because its killing power is already great. And defensive would be good in case he happens to have something that makes me need to just get out of there really quickly. I can at least survive the escape. So as you can see, the M8 is almost dead, like I said. It's pretty useless. It can't move, so he's not gonna send engineers over there to repair it because he doesn't have any extras to send. In fact, he doesn't have any engineers, period. There's not a single engineer on the map. I'm looking at the mini-map, and the one squad he has in the middle of the map is a rifle squad, and the one on the left is another rifle squad. He has no engineers left. So he couldn't repair the M8 anyways, so that's a useless M8 right now. So hooray for that. Despite the fact that I lost my AT half-track to the M8, it was still very useful. So yeah, choke points. Once again, I'm just describing them after the game's over. But yeah, choke points. Like my opponent was forced to fight me on places that I had the better advantage, so he ended up losing a whole lot of stuff. And then eventually I just sent in an infantry support tank to annihilate his base, and that was that. And the point screen I have over... do I have double? I don't know. You guys can do the math on this. If you don't want to know, you don't have to do the math. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, hope it was informative. And I will see you guys later.